Hi and welcome to Cheeky Richo's Pizza Extravaganza. This comes as a special request from Ray. I hope you enjoy this, Ray. I haven't tasted or seen what you've requested, but this is our version of it. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. Don't let it fool you. This is like a party on a plate. So let's get started. This is assembled in 3 different areas. We have our pizza dough, which we've pre-made and allowed to rise. It's a yeast dough, but you could of course use a frozen base or a pre-packaged one, or even our yogurt dough. On top of our pizza are all these meats, mushrooms. We've got chicken, we've got sausage, pepperoni, ham, some olives, some mozzarella cheese, roast chicken, onion, and the mushrooms, of course. Okay, we're going to be using some of our pizza sauce here, topping it with a little bit of our cheese, and that's a pizza element. Then we're having the tacos, and the tacos have all of this in it, and then it has the salad on top. So let's get started. We've just oiled our pizza tray. It's really quite a large one, as you can see, and put that to one side. Our pizza dough is now going to get rolled out on a floured surface. Normally I would put a bit of polenta or something on the bottom of the pizza tray and then just put our pizza on that, but I really need this to release. Okay, now we're just going to dust our rolling pin and our quite sticky dough, because it's been in the fridge, and we're going to roll it out to the shape of that pizza tray. Now I'm not going to go start getting all fancy and tossing this, because I will have flour everywhere. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We're just going to pick it up and pop it in there now. Have it coming up the sides a little if you can, because that will assist in keeping the filling in one place. Now you could dock this if you'd like to get rid of the air holes, but I've rolled it really quite thinly and I really don't think it's necessary. Good there. Terrific. Okay, pizza sauce now. Spread it on with the back of the spoon or a silicone spatula, whatever you like. I like to get it right to the edges. You don't need too much, just enough to give it a bit of flavour. And this has got plenty of Italian herbs in it. Okay, time to load our base now. We have some barbecued chicken, just left over from our lunch today. We have some sausage that already has cheese in it. We have some pepperoni. A little flecks of chili and pepper in there. That's going to give it a lovely flavour. You could have this pizza any way you like. On with some ham now, some mushrooms, 2 of those, cut quite thinly, onion rings. Now you can put some extra Italian seasoning if you like, some salt and pepper if you like, but honestly, there's seasoning in the pasta sauce. The ham is salty, the pepperoni is quite spicy. Just throw on a few olives here. You can break those up if you like. I try to get olives that have got no pips in them, so you don't get any surprises, but still be aware that there still could be some in there. On with our blobs of mozzarella now. I'll just give it a little sprinkle of some tasty cheese just to hold it all together. Not too much, the rest of it's going on the tacos. Okay, so we put that to one side and I will show you what we're going to do next. Okay, to a preheated pan, we're going to add our bacon. Now that's going to render down some fat and brown off so it doesn't have a raw flavour. And then we're going to brown our mince in there, so just get some fat rendered out of that just for a few minutes. Okay, that's got a nice bit of colour on it now. You can see there's a little bit of fat in the bottom of the pan. This is a non-stick pan, so it doesn't really need any extra oil anyway. Now we're just going to break up our meat. I'm just using ground beef here. You could use turkey, chicken, pork, veal, anything you want really. And now we want to brown that off completely before we add our onions, because if there's any excess fat emitting from this meat, we're going to dispense with it because it's going to make our pizza disgusting. We just put our oven on to 230 degrees Celsius to preheat. We want a pretty hot oven for our pizza. It's in a stainless steel tray, so that's going to need some heating up. Normally I would use a pizza oven, but it's not going to work with this, Ray. It's too big. Okay, just keep browning that off. Okay, that's browning nicely. Tip the pan up a little bit, push the meat to one side and allow that excess fat to run out of that. You really don't want to be eating that. It'll be running all over your pizza and making a shocker mess of itself. So just get some paper towel, it's hot, and just soak that all up and discard it. Now, this is high carb, high protein, high in salt, and we just don't need to add any more fat than there's already in it. And that does a pretty good job. You can use a bit of dry bread if you want to, but sometimes it wants to toast itself and stick. Probably not in this pan. Before you jump all over me and tell me that all the flavour's in the fat, this fat is going to run out and make a mess of itself. So just soak up as much as you can. I'm pretty happy with that. in with our onion. Our taco seasoning. Now you can use your own taco seasoning if you like, but I'm going to use a store-bought one for convenience. Mix that all around. You're supposed to add a bit of water with this, but the moisture will come out of the onions a little bit. And as I say, I don't want this too juicy because it's going to wreck the rest of the dish. So we're going to have this quite a dry affair, but we are going to be adding some salsa, which is mixed with some beans and some corn. See, that's soaked up all that fat now, and that's going to give it a lovely flavour. In you go. Mix that all around, and we are nearly done on this side of it. It's not too dry, but it's also not too wet, and it's not too greasy. I'm pretty happy with that. That's coming along quite nicely. We've got some fibre there, bit of spice. Okay, while our meat is just finishing off cooking here, we're going to grab this pizza, which is, as you can see, risen slightly again while it's been resting, and pop that straight into our hot oven, and we're going to cook it about 10 or 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown and bubbly. Okay, once it's cooked, we're just going to remove it, keep it hot in a little insulated pot. Those yummy caramelized flavors, a Maillard reaction, whatever you want to call it. And because the salsa has lost all of its moisture, it's actually really got quite a concentrated flavor now. But we're not going to probably use all of this, and this is amazing on stuffed potatoes the next day. You can even freeze it if you want. Fill a pancake with it, whatever you want to do. So just put that to one side. Okay, this is one of Richo's avocados that he grew. Seed out of it. Just going to scoop. That looks like a bit of a bad spot there. We'll use that. Just scoop it all out. Oh, look how lovely and creamy that is. Yummo. I've still got to do the stuffed avocados, Ray, but they're ripening very, very slowly. And as they do, the possums are making a real meal of them. Okay, that's that. Pinch of pepper. That's a lot of pepper. Pinch of veggie salt. It's got some herbs in it, and we're just going to mash that all up so it's nice and soft with a squeeze of our homegrown limes. So into our little Mexican elbow, and just smoosh that all up. The lime juice will stop it from oxidizing and going brown. Leave a few little chunks in there. We're going to send in a little bit of our Spanish onion, some of our spring onions, and a little bit of our parsley, and the rest is going to be sprinkled on for garnish. So that's just to flavour it as it goes through. Put that to one side. Okay, 15 minutes later, and this is what you should have. Now that looks pretty darn tasty on its own, but wait till you see what we're going to do next. We get our tacos, and we've got to try and position them so they don't fall over. I don't know quite how I'm going to do that actually. Just nestle it in amongst the fillings, I suppose. Those standing up ones would be good for this, wouldn't they? Okay, stay. Now you can put as many tacos as you want around this, of course, but Richo and I have to eat this, and we're going to be eating this for a long time. Sort of like Australia's version of Man versus Food or something. I tell you, Ray, you set us a task like this again, and you better hop on a plane and get over here and help us eat it. Okay, well that's easier than I thought it was going to be. Now we'll just get some of our meat and load our tacos. Now this pizza tray is very, very hot, so just be careful here. So we're just going to load our meat and just pop it back into the oven for a couple of minutes just to crisp up that taco shell. And then we're going to load our tacos with our salady stuff. Okay. Back into the oven we go. Hopefully they'll behave. Okay, 6 minutes later at 230 degrees, this is what you should have. Try and lift this onto off there. Okay, not exactly centered, but let's load this fella up. We've got some onion and tomato, some sour cream, some lettuce, a bit more of our salsa, some cheese, and right in the middle of all that we put a dollop of our guacamole, crushed avocado, sprinkle of our onions, our spring onions over the whole deal, with our parsley. And there you have it, Ray. I hope you enjoyed our little demonstration of the request for the pizza extravaganza. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our Cheeky Richo cooking channel. And don't forget to please subscribe, and do come back and visit us again soon. We've got so much more to show you, and we're uploading lots of videos on a regular basis. So I'm just going to serve this with extra jalapeños and extra avocado. How good does that look? Thanks for watching. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to cut this on camera because this is going to get incredibly ugly. Suffice to say, it looks delicious, it smells divine, and you're going to need a bath after you eat it. There you have it, Cheeky Richo Cooking's Pizza Extravaganza. Hope you enjoyed it, Ray, and thanks for watching.